Hello, hello, my friends. Welcome back to another In the Hive series episode. So today I actually have Sonnet in the house. So Sonnet is coming from the Sonnet Silence, and I've been following her journey for a while now, but was very excited that she agreed to come on with me today. So let's go ahead and bring her in without further ado, and we will get chatting with her. Hi, Sonnet.
Hi there. Hello. Thank you so much for having me.
Yes, thanks for joining me today. So let's
Absolutely.
just go ahead and see who's in the chat, and that way we can say hi to everybody, and then we'll go ahead and start with the questions. There will definitely be time at the end for everybody to ask Sonnet the questions that they have. So yeah, let's see who's here today. We've got Andy, Crafty Witch, and Sunflower is here. Even Sonnet Silence is here. I
Yes.
saw you popped in too. And Pam, hi Pam, and Shade is in the house. And I saw that we've got Aaron Blake here. Hi, Aaron. Good to see you. And Sam. So that we got lots of friends here today. And Chris is here, Gianna, and yeah, just the whole list. Hi, Vima. Good to see you. Hi, Callie and Breezy. So let's go ahead and get started. So I noticed that as I was going through and taking a look at your channel, that the number one top video that you have is about your top 5 amigurumi books, but it was filmed over a year ago. And so I just kind of was curious to see, has that changed in the last year? Have you found some new books that might have bumped others off the list, or is that still your favorite,
Yes.
the top 5?
So the top three, they're pretty much the same. So the Crochet Iconic Women was number one, just because I love Carla Matrani. I love Amorphu's patterns. Oh, they're just so good, and I can whip
Mm-hmm.
them up super quick. And plus, I love a good, strong, iconic woman in my
Oh, yeah.
life. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
just love that one. Pika Pow. I mean, it's Pika Pow. Can't get
Yeah,
more
I've got
iconic.
all 3.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And then the crochet cafe. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
crocheted foodies are like my favorite thing to make.
Yeah.
So absolutely.
Oh,
The
totally.
ones that,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that kind of move around. I do have Drewbyzoo's book on there, which I still really do love. I haven't crocheted much from it recently, so
Mm-hmm.
it's kind of one of those ones where I know I have it, but I just kind of don't think of it as much right
Mm-hmm.
now.
Yeah.
But I still do absolutely love those patterns. But
Yes.
one that I recently actually reviewed on the channel was the Crochet World of Creepy Creatures and Cryptids. And this
Ooh.
one, I feel maybe takes the place of the Kawaii Crochet, just because
Mm-hmm.
I already have all my cute little foodies in the crochet cafe. So if I'm in the foodie mood, I can just whip those up. But
Yeah.
these ones, I just love these little funny monsters. I just think they're so funny, and they're quick and cute, and it's just
Yes.
totally my style.
I think that was actually when Andy, who Crafty Witch, who's in our chat right now, she was talking. I believe it was about that one. Andy, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I know that she says, yes, I love that one. I was like
Mhm,
pretty sure
mhm.
she was making a bunch from that one recently. So I think
Yes.
there's a big following for that book. That's awesome.
Yes. Oh,
Very
yes. It's
exciting.
it's a great one. Mhm.
Yeah. And I meant to ask you too, because I noticed that Drew's book was on there. We had Drew come in, but he was talking about his Muppets book. Have you gotten a chance to
Mhm.
look at that yet?
I haven't, which is really, oh man. So I'm kind of on a hold of buying books at the moment, just because I have so many that I haven't tried
Mm-hmm.
out. And I don't like to have a ton in my collection that I haven't crocheted from. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
trying to get caught up. But I can't believe I don't have that one. So my daughter, she's very young, and she is very sensitive to movies right now. So there's
Mm-hmm.
8 movies that we can typically watch without any issue, and they are all 8 of the Muppet movies.
Oh no.
So yeah, we watch a lot of Muppets. And my
Yeah.
husband is probably the biggest Muppet fan that I know.
Mhm.
Oh gosh, there's such a huge part of our life that I'm really bummed I don't have that one yet.
Yeah.
Just because it looks incredible, but also I try and support Drew as best I can. I met Drew actually through Twitch. He had come into
Oh,
my
nice.
channel. Yeah, I was doing a Twitch stream and he had come in, and I didn't know anything about him at the time, but once he was kind of showing off his work and stuff, I was like, oh my gosh, this is all amazing. And so
Yeah.
it was really, really fun. I was watching that interview you had with him,
Mm-hmm.
and he was talking about how, Twitch is one of those places where you go and just kind of hang out and just hang out
Yes.
with friends and make things. And so
Yeah.
it was really cool to kind of hang out in his streams, and he would come hang out
Mm-hmm.
in mine. So I really want to get that one because the Muppets are so iconic, and also
Yeah.
because he's so wonderful. Just a
He
really
is.
cool person. Yeah.
Yeah, he was really kind, really nice guy. So it was
Hmm.
exciting when I saw that his other book was one of the ones that was on your top. So very cool.
Yes. Yeah,
Um,
it's great.
yeah, for sure. Let's see. So what do you want people to know about your channel? So when they find you, through the YouTube streets, there's a lot of us crocheters out there, but what do you bring to the
Mhm.
streets that, you want to be known for here?
Yeah, so I love just to talk about books. Books are my thing.
I
Any
wore
kind of
these for
books.
you, Sonnet.
Yes, I saw them. Those are so cute. Oh my gosh, I love them. And it's National Library Week right now, so those are
Oh
perfect too for that. But yes, I just love books. So I talk a lot about just literature in general, but
yeah.
also craftiness because I love to make things. I just have to constantly be
Yeah.
making things.
Hmm.
And so I talk a lot about books and amigurumi books and crochet books. And
Hmm.
so I try and talk about what I love. I try and be as positive as I can, but while also, talking about things that might not be so great for some people.
Right.
But just, I want my channel just to be a place where people can come talk about books, talk about what they love,
Hmm.
and just share their feelings and their thoughts, and
Hmm.
everyone can do so in a way that they respect each other and just have a good
Yes.
time, because it's really cool to have such an amazing community on YouTube of,
Hmm.
like-minded crafters and crocheters, and yeah, it's
Definitely.
just really fun. Yeah.
Yeah. So nice positive space for the bookish, like
Yes.
many of us are,
Yes.
right?
I
Yes.
try. I
Well,
try.
and I loved that, you had one of your videos that you had posted was about the sort of literary characters that you've made from different patterns, and the thought about pairing them with the audiobooks or the books. So while you're working through the pattern, you get to, reminisce and be in those places with the characters and stuff like the A.A. Milne, Winnie the Pooh,
Yes.
and yeah, so I thought that was a really great idea. And many of
Mhm.
those characters that you had made, I know of, but I've never watched or listened to the stories. And so I think that that's a
Yes.
really great way to kind of pair the two together. So very
Yes. It's
clever
really
yet.
fun.
Yeah. Uh,
Yeah.
so have you ever designed your own amigurumi yourself, or do you tend to prefer just working through different books and finding cool
Mhm.
patterns and then sharing those with others? Is that something that you'd want to do as well if you haven't?
Yeah. So I do create some, but they're more, a lot of times I'll create characters for my daughter. Like one day
Hmm.
she came up to me and she's like, Mom, I want you to make a princess with green hair and she needs to have a pink dress and this and that. And it's like, okay, I'll do my best. So it's kind of requests like that
Yes.
I'll
Yeah.
do. I do a lot of times because I also kind of have a foot in the illustration space as well. I
Mm.
do have people that will come to me with their characters, their original characters, or characters from comics that they've created and things, and then they
Hmm.
have me crochet those characters for them. So
Hmm.
I do that kind of thing. I am wanting to get more into pattern design and have my own patterns, but
Hmm.
suffer big time from imposter syndrome. And
Right?
so, yeah,
Yes, I get
it's
that
just
a lot.
me. I'm trying my best to just put all those negative, opinions
Hmm.
to the side. What if it's wrong? What if it's not good? What if people don't like it? Am I good
Hmm.
enough to do this? So I have mostly stuck with just crocheting other people's designs
Hmm.
because it's more comfortable for me.
Yeah.
I can still talk about them and stuff, but
Mhm.
I'm wanting to put myself out there. It's just getting up the nerve to do so.
The
So I'm
courage and the,
hoping,
yeah.
yeah,
Well, because clearly
yeah.
you can do it if your daughter's like, hey, can you make me this? I mean, I've had my son ask for the weirdest characters usually from video
Hmm.
games and stuff. Some pretty weird looking creatures. And I'm just like, can I make it? Yes. But it's going to
Hmm.
creep me out as I'm making it.
Right. Yes.
So, yeah,
Yes.
you never know what
Hmm.
they're going to ask for, right?
Yes, absolutely. So I do like to create my own things. It's just, yeah, getting up the courage to actually do it. But my goal is to have one of my own patterns out by the end of 2025. Just
That's a good
one.
goal.
And yes.
Yeah. So,
Hmm.
just ease your way into it. And then hey, who knows? You
Absolutely.
might love it. And then you're like, okay,
Yeah,
well, this is what we're doing next year, like it'll just be
exactly.
the start of something.
It was
But
actually Drew. I was talking about this. This was a couple years ago, actually, where I had said, "Oh, I want to get into making my own patterns, but I'm afraid it's gonna
mhm.
turn out to be a potato." And
Mm.
Drew told me, he's like, "Well, then crochet a potato." And I'm
There's
like,
a lot of good
"Huh."
potato patterns. I mean, their emotional support already.
Yeah, yes. And so I
Never
was like,
know.
"Wow, I didn't even think about that. That's a great idea." So yes, it's still just I'm getting there, but
Yeah, yeah, no, I
Mhm.
get it. Imposter syndrome can be debilitating sometimes when, all you want to do is be
Absolutely.
creative and you're just like, nobody's gonna love it, but people
Hmm.
always surprise you, and so I think I say go for it. I bet you'll do an amazing job.
Oh, thank you so much.
So you mentioned that you like illustrating as well. I do
Hmm.
that too. Is that something that you do professionally, or is that something that you do for yourself, or what, in what
Hmm.
way
Kind
do you
of
like
both.
to write? Yeah.
Yeah, kind of both. I have done quite a few commissions and kind of
Mhm.
freelance work when it comes to illustration. And then I also do illustrations that I put onto, I like make a coloring book, and I made
Mm.
like this here is my crochet journal with my illustrations on
Oh, that's so
there.
cute.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so but I do a lot of it, for myself as well. But a
Hmm.
lot of the illustrations too, I do for my craft markets.
Oh,
So
okay.
I'll make new illustrations, and then I sell those prints at the markets and things. But I
Hmm.
actually started with illustration before I got into crochet, and so
Oh,
between
okay.
crochet and illustration, yeah, those are my two big time hobbies that I do.
Yeah.
Hmm.
But you have,
Yeah.
do you also, I vaguely remember, and this might be from somewhere else, but I thought you sewed. Do you sew at all?
Yeah. Yes,
Okay.
I
I
do
thought
all
I
of
was
it, to be
like
honest.
trying to rack the brain as we get older, it's like
Mhm.
doesn't want to work.
Mhm.
But I'm so glad it was you. Okay.
Yes, yes, I do all of it. So my
All the
mother actually, yeah, she worked in Hobby Lobby pretty much my whole entire life. She
hmm
just recently retired after 35 years, and so I just grew up making everything. I have done every single craft you can possibly think of, because she would just always bring them home. And
Yeah.
that's why I have to constantly be making things, I think. So
Yes.
I have like there are a few that are the main ones, like
hmm
crochet, illustration. I do a lot of cross stitch and sewing.
hmm
But jewelry making and clay, all
hmm
I do
hmm
all of it, but I do
I'm
love
like
to
in my
sew.
head checking. Yes,
Yes,
I've done.
yes.
Yes, resin. Yes,
It's
we've done that.
yes. It's the fun thing at my home when we go to the, a craft store. My husband's like, "No more new hobbies." And I'm just like, "I can't help it. Like, I want to try out UV resin. This looks great." And so then
Right.
I do, and then, I do it, for a couple of months, and then I'm like, "Okay, I'm over
Yeah,
that."
yeah. Oh my goodness. Like I feel you, because it's like I get ADHD brain, and so I'll get so
Mhm.
excited about something and I have to have all the things to make
Yeah.
it, but
Mhm.
way more than I
Yeah.
need. I need like 50
Absolutely.
different kinds of paper, and I'm going to do
Yep.
junk journaling now. That's my new thing. And then it's like,
Yeah.
I don't have time for junk journaling. What do like I love
Yes.
crochet, like stick to my lane, kind of thing.
Right.
But it's hard not
But
to. You just, yeah,
yeah,
there's
you
so
just
much
have to
creativity
collect
out
all the
here.
things. Yeah, so I am a craft collector. I do collect crafts. I think more so than I actually do the crafting is
Right.
I collect all of the materials for it. So,
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that's so funny. Um,
mhm.
So you had mentioned that you do markets. So is that something
Mhm.
that you seasonally do? Do you do that every year? Tell me about your market experience. I know a lot of those in the
Yeah.
chat have also talked about, like, do I do markets, which I've done in the past. I'm not currently doing them though. So I think if you
Mm-hmm.
are, yeah, whatever tidbit of information you might have would be very helpful to everyone.
Yes, yes. So I do 2 markets a year.
Okay.
That's about it. Every now and then, if it's a smaller one, like last year, I did one at a local game store, and there were like 8 of us there. So
Hmm.
that was much smaller, which is a lot more manageable. But the
Yeah.
one that I do, there's like 250 booths that are there. It brings in hundreds and hundreds of people, and I can only do 2 of them. I
Hmm.
do. It's the first October, the first Saturday in October, and then the
Hmm.
first Saturday in December.
Hmm.
And they are really fun, but they're exhausting.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
are exhausting and they can be stressful. And I
Hmm.
feel with crochet, because it takes time, it takes a lot of time to make these things. I can't
Hmm.
turn out amigurumi to do frequent markets.
Yeah.
I can't do it. And
Hmm.
I'm not the kind of crocheter where I like to make the same thing over and over and over again.
Hmm.
I get way too bored with that. So if you look at
Do.
my table, I might have 2 of the same thing, but very rarely is there like more than 3 of a certain
Right.
amigurumi, because I create all kinds of different ones.
Yeah.
So I can only do the 2, uh, to keep my sanity and to,
Mhm.
be do make sure I'm not pushing myself too hard when it comes to crocheting.
Yeah, you don't want to get burnt
Mhm.
out, that's for sure. But yes,
No.
those markets, yeah, if you're just like,
Mhm.
okay, make 20 axolotls, it's like, oh,
Yes,
not another
I
one.
can't. Yeah, I know some people love to do that, and that's great, but I'm not that person. After
Right?
the 3rd one, I'm like, "Okay, let's
Yeah,
try
I'm
something
over
else,"
it.
but
I mean, at least give me
mhm.
different colors to use or something, you
Yes.
know, like
Yes. I
visual
try and
inspiration.
yes, yes. I try and supplement my booth with then other crafts that I do. So my
Mhm.
illustrations are then a big section of that, and then the sewing embroidery and stuff like that. So I'll have a section with embroidery keychains and
Mhm.
bookmarks and things. Then you have the section with all of my artwork and my notebooks and things that I
Yeah.
create doing that. And then there's the crochet section.
Mhm.
So yes, what I would recommend for people that are maybe haven't done a market before or are just getting into markets, especially right now,
Mhm.
crochet is extremely popular.
Mhm.
So I think understanding that you're not going to be the only person selling crochet
Right.
at this market unless it's much smaller.
Mhm.
So the best thing to do, rather than compare yourself to those other vendors, is just let your personality shine through, because
Mhm.
that's what's going to draw people in. You and what you make is going to be a much more powerful weapon than the actual amigurumi themselves, I feel.
Yeah.
So that's my
Yeah.
biggest recommendation is just be
Mhm.
true to yourself. Don't do what you think is going to be popular,
I
because
was
everyone
just
else is going to
thinking
be
that.
doing that. Yeah.
Yes, because
Hmm.
I've seen that. There's been so many YouTubers that do markets, and
Hmm.
they jump on the bandwagon of, like, everybody wants a leggy frog, everybody wants
Hmm.
this little possum or character or whatever. And but then I'll go around the market and there's like 4 booths. They are all selling the exact same thing. And
Hmm.
those that aren't trained may not know that one is a better quality than another or whatever. If anything, they'll just go to see which one is cheapest, and then and go from
Hmm.
there. So maybe thinking outside the box and trying to come up with things equally small because they can be priced
Yes.
lower, but that aren't
Yes.
what everybody would assume you're going to make, like that could be
Hmm.
something better to try.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And you just have to be passionate about it too, because it
Hmm.
can really come through to people. If you're making like the leggy froggies and you hate it,
Hmm.
you're going to just start resenting actually the crafting aspect of it, which we don't
Right.
want to happen. We don't want you to monetize your hobby to a point where you don't enjoy your hobby anymore.
Hmm.
So yeah, just finding what you like to make, but that really expresses who you are as a maker and not what's popular right now, I feel
Hmm.
is a big one.
Yeah, I agree completely.
Mhm.
So
Yes.
with all the amis that you do make, what do you do with them? Do you always sell them? Do you gift them? Do you keep a lot of them for yourself? Like, what do you do with theirs?
I wish I could keep them for myself. So I have this thing. Oh my gosh. I just picture like Woody in Toy Story when I sell an amigurumi. I just picture like Woody in Toy Story being like, "So long, partner." And I'm just like, "I'm sorry. I hope you're having a good time in your new home. Like, I hope they treat you
Right.
well." You know? So goodbye, friend. I really do feel that way because I spend so much time with these characters. I'm just like, oh, I hope they're going to be happy in their new home. I'm sure they're going to treat
Yeah.
them nicely. Um, so I wish I could keep them all, but there's not the space to keep
Right.
all of them.
Hmm.
My daughter wants most of them.
Hmm.
And so it's about half and half where I'm just like, okay, fine, you can have this one. And okay,
Right.
you can keep that one. But I do have to at times be like, no, you can't keep that one either. No, you
Right.
can't keep that one.
Yes.
So I will sell most of them.
Yeah.
Unless they're ones that I just truly love and I'm like, there's no way
Yeah.
I can get rid of this. Or if my daughter is just over the moon about it, then I will keep
Yeah.
those ones.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And there's definitely some that you're like, I have to make this for myself because I want it, you know? Like
Yep.
I did Rizzo from the Muppets because I love
Yes.
Rizzo. The only thing I haven't made
Hmm.
yet, and I do plan to still do, is to make his little sack of jelly beans because
Oh, how
I
funny.
he must have that, you know, like
Yes.
he doesn't go anywhere without his little bag of jelly beans.
Yes.
So
Yes. This is totally
yeah.
random, but I feel like Rizzo isn't around in the Muppets anymore. And I'm just like, what happened to
What?
Rizzo? Where is Rizzo?
It
Yeah, like
upsets me.
yeah, I know all the new Muppets movies and stuff. No Rizzo. I don't know where he is.
Now I'm trying to remember because the last like Muppety thing that I saw was when my kids were younger and we would watch. They wanted to watch like the Muppet Babies. I don't remember if
Okay.
he's in that. I don't know that he
Um,
is.
I
I'm thinking
don't know. Like he might be. I think one of the last ones. I can't remember which one it is because there's so many. I think there's the
Right.
one where Gonzo finds his family.
Mhm.
Uh, I think he's in that one, but like all the newer ones, I feel like he's been replaced by Pepe, which is fine because I love Pepe. He's like, if
Yeah.
I was a Muppet, I'm Pepe. Uh, that's me. And so, and so
They
I
have
love him,
embodied
but
me.
yes,
This character.
yes,
Yes.
it's true.
Right.
It's
That's
true.
probably why I love
Uh,
Rizzo because I was born in the year of the rat. And
okay, yes.
I don't know. I like
Hmm.
jelly beans. He likes jelly beans, you know. And I don't know. I feel the
Absolutely.
kinship with him. So
Yes, yes. I don't know. He hasn't been around, so I'm just wondering where's Rizzo? So if like,
where's he been hiding, you know?
if
Yeah,
Walt Disney Studios is listening, where is he? Where Muppet, Jim Henson Company? Where'd he
exactly.
go?
Well, my absolute favorite is the Muppet Christmas Carol. I just
Hmm.
adore that movie. That's like the one, if I'm gonna watch a Christmas movie, that's gonna be the
Oh
Christmas
yeah.
movie that I watch. And so, and
Hmm.
he's just
Hmm.
adorable in that. Like my
Oh, he
daughter didn't
is.
want to watch it at all. And I just went to YouTube and I was like, you know, clips of Rizzo because she was like thinking he was kind of creepy or something. And I was like,
Oh.
wait a second. And so
Mm.
I found out some of the funny moments from the Christmas Carol and she was cracking up. I want to watch him again. You know,
Yes.
it's
You know
funny.
what? We watch a Muppet Christmas Carol maybe about 3 times every year at Christmas time. We always put up our Christmas tree with Muppet
Yeah.
Christmas Carol going. Because again, my husband, there's no one that loves the Muppets more than my husband, and no one loves
Yep.
Christmas more than my husband. So
Hmm.
Muppet Christmas Carol is his thing. So we're always listening to the soundtrack and everything.
Yeah.
But what I love so much about a Muppet Christmas Carol is of all a Christmas Carol adaptations I've seen, it's one of the most true to the book,
Hmm.
with a lot of the same dialogue that is in the book. And I just think it's wonderful.
Yeah. Yes, for sure.
Hmm.
I love that.
Yes.
um, yeah, I have to watch that every year. It just makes me so
Hmm.
happy. It puts you in a happy place, you know? So
Absolutely.
that
Hmm.
was the one thing I told Drew too. I was like, okay, you did the Swedish Chef. Good job.
Uh,
But you forgot something. His singing fruits and vegetables.
oh my gosh, yes.
They're always so
Right.
cute, you know, and they're like on the cart and doing their thing. And so, oh my gosh.
Yes.
That's like one thing. And he's like, well, maybe they'll come later. I'm
I
like, all
hope so.
right,
Fingers crossed.
let it slide.
Hmm.
So of all the yarns you've used, of all the hooks you've used, all those things, like what are your favorite supplies to go to? What are your go-to?
Yes. So hook size, I love. I use mostly a worsted weight
Mm-hmm.
yarn just because I don't know, it's just my favorite weight, and I like a 3 millimeter for
Mm-hmm.
most of it. Depending on the worsted weight, I might go up to like a 3.5, but I love worsted weight cotton and a 3 millimeter hook, and it's
Mm-hmm.
usually my Clover and Moore hooks that are the
Oh,
ones
okay.
that I. Yeah,
Yes.
I love the Clover and Moores. The Tulip Etmos are really nice as well,
Mm-hmm.
but I love a clover hook, and I love this cotton from
Mm-hmm.
Hobby Lobby as my preferred yarn. So I don't have the opportunity to buy a lot of yarn online.
Mm-hmm.
It's just not feasible with my budget.
Mm-hmm.
So I love this cotton. I'll always get it when it's on sale, and it comes out to be, I think, maybe like $2 and some odd cents for a skein of it,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just my
That's not
favorite thing
bad,
to use.
actually. I
No,
mean,
no,
the
not at
only
all.
comparison I really have for that one is the sugars and concrete, as my friend Michael says
Oh,
calls it.
yes. Oh my gosh. When I first started crocheting, that was the first cotton yarn that I got, was the sugar and cream or whatever.
Yeah,
And I was just like, oh, my hand's supposed to feel like this? This is
right?
awful.
Well, that's why I was like, how are you? Because I haven't really had a huge entry into cotton yarns. So for Amis,
Okay.
generally it's more worsted weight for me, the all the
Hmm.
acrylics and whatnot, or the blanket yarn. I do that too. But yeah,
Okay.
the cotton is just, whew, that's a tough one, And but
It
like I
is.
said, sugar and cream is very difficult to
Hmm.
work for or work with. So yeah.
Hmm.
So the I love
Yes.
cotton is much better then. It's softer to work with.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's much softer. And the thing about cotton yarn, though, is there's not a lot of give to it. So a lot
Mhm.
of people talk about how it hurts their hands to crochet with it. And it's just because it
Mhm.
is a little, it's just not as stretchy. It's not
Right.
as elastic. So that is something to kind of keep in mind, that if you do struggle with with tension or with pain,
Mhm.
it's not the best choice.
Yeah.
But just personally for me, I just love how clean the stitches look with cotton,
Mhm.
and yeah, so that's why it's my preferred
Is it a
yarn. But I will.
four weight?
It is a four.
Or it's
Mm-hmm.
a four weight. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Oh.
But and I will get there. I will get other acrylics too. Like I will use a Red Heart, and
Mhm.
the Hobby Lobby also has their, I think it's called the Yarn Bee or something. I
Hmm.
would use Big Twist a lot too, but with everything going on with Joanne's, not that one as much.
Yeah.
But I also really love DK weight yarns as
Mm.
well. So worsted weight and DK weight are what I prefer to use for sure.
Mhm. Yeah. Oh,
Hmm.
very cool. I've just been
Yeah.
working with I've been doing a hexi wrap cardigan that is a three weight, and
Okay.
but I ran out of it, so I've been having to
Oh, dang.
ply a four weight that is the same color that
Oh,
I need. It's a mess. I
oh
got
my
both
gosh.
my
Yeah.
parents here last night for Taco Tuesday. My dad on one side holding one end, I'm on the
Oh
other.
no.
My mom, and we're like pulling and we're trying to deply this yarn, and it's like a hot mess. But we
Oh
just get little
wow.
balls.
Yeah, that's
you know?
dedication. Oh my gosh.
I'm like, I just got to
Dedication.
sew the two halves together and do the ribbing. That's it, and then I'm done. But I'm
Okay.
like, so you guys are being over on Sunday again, right? Let's some more.
Same place next week, yeah?
That's right. Let's make more little balls.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. So
Hmm.
I think it been more recent. I noticed that you've been starting a book club. So this is not crochet book, but this is just fun, reading book club. So how is that
Correct.
going?
Good. Yeah. So this is actually the second year we've done the book club, and it's very relaxed because I've done the book clubs before where it's like, okay, we meet every week, and and
Mm-hmm.
then it just turns out to be a big mess.
Yeah.
So we all will vote on a book. Some months I just pick it just because I want to, because it's my
Hmm.
book club.
Right.
But normally we will vote on the book,
Hmm.
and you just read it from the first day of the month to the last day of the month. You
Yep.
can read it however you want. If you want to do Audible, or
Hmm.
audiobooks, totally valid. If you prefer printed or
Yeah.
digital, there's no rules. And you don't even have to discuss it too if you don't want to, because there are a lot of people that want to join book clubs, but there's a social anxiety aspect to it.
Mm,
You feel like you want to be a part of a community, but
yeah.
you might not necessarily want to participate, and that's
Hmm.
totally fine. So anybody's welcome to read the books. You don't have to participate.
Yeah.
I do a monthly live stream here on YouTube then, where I just talk about the book and I give my
Hmm.
opinions and all of that good stuff. So yeah, it's going great for eight. All of the books this year have been like 3.5 stars, very middle
Hmm.
of the road.
Yeah.
I haven't been disappointed with any of them, but there
Yeah.
haven't been any where I'm like, oh my gosh, that was incredible. I loved every
Yeah.
minute of that. For April, we're doing The Secret Garden by
Hmm.
Frances Hodgson Burnett.
Hmm.
Haven't read that one. I thought that
I
would be
haven't
great.
either. You would think we have
Yeah,
all read that one by now, but
I know.
we've all
Yeah,
seen the
haven't ever
movie
read that one.
probably, or some way ingested that the content, but it's not been through reading it.
Absolutely. So yeah, I thought it would be the perfect kind of springtime
Yeah.
April book, so that's the
Lovely.
book this month. So you can leave opinions on my community post on YouTube. I also have a
Hmm.
Discord server where I set up forums where you
Hmm.
can discuss the book too, but or in the live streams as well.
Oh, very cool. And
Yeah.
so if anybody wanted to join the book club, then is
Mhm.
there the best way to go about doing that? Is it through going on the Discord, or is it going and finding you on the channel? And, is there a specific YouTube video that they need to watch? Like, how would they go about signing up to do that?
Yeah, there's really it's whatever they're most comfortable with. If you're
Mm-hmm.
comfortable with Discord, you absolutely can do that. Not
Mm-hmm.
everybody is familiar with Discord or comfortable with, platforms like that. So if you
Mm-hmm.
want to just go to the YouTube, and there's really no videos. All it is I will do the live streams the following month
Okay.
to discuss it. So yeah, the most recent one was in, I haven't done our March book club one yet just because I've been so busy.
Mm-hmm.
But February, we read The Fellowship of Bakers and Magic, which was a
Mm-hmm.
cozy fantasy. There was a live stream. You can leave comments there, see the discussion. So, yeah, no specific videos to watch. I do a community post every month with the
Yeah.
poll or with what we select. And yeah,
Mm-hmm.
just very kind of relaxed.
That's so cool. And you did
Yeah.
Redwall, I think, for March, right?
Yes, that was
Yeah.
March, was Redwall.
Okay.
Yes, that
So
was
the
because
verdict is
March.
still out, right? You haven't done the live yet for that one, or have you?
Yeah, haven't done the live yet for that one.
Ooh.
I think I gave that one a 3.75. I liked it, but it was a
Mm-hmm.
lot different than I thought it was going to be.
Oh, okay.
It was a lot more violent than I
Oh,
thought it was going to be. Yes, so March is known as middle grade March in a lot of
yeah.
communities. So you read more of middle grade, younger literature, because it
Mm.
can still be just as thought provoking and heartwarming as adult literature. So we did that one, and I wasn't. It gets pretty violent, and
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't expecting it to. So I was reading, and I was like, "Well, I'm not going to read this one to my daughter anytime soon."
Yeah. There was
Yes.
so Laini Taylor, I don't know if you're familiar with Laini Taylor, but she actually lives in Oregon apparently, but
Oh, okay.
anyway, she had written, she's mostly seems to write for YA, which is for
Okay.
teens. But
Hmm.
she had written this, she started writing a series. I'm still a little sad about it because there's only two books, and then she wasn't sure if she was going to keep going, but she left it open, and I'm like, come on,
Oh, dang.
Lainey, bolster it up.
Oh,
Let's get
dang.
that other book out.
Yes. Oh
Well, one
gosh.
time
Yes.
I
Oh,
was
that's the
reading
worst.
it, and it was a middle grade, and I was reading it, and I'm like, this is brutal. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I couldn't
Yeah.
believe
Some of
it. I
them.
was just, I mean,
The
it was a page turner for me. Like, I was excited and I was enjoying it, but the thought, like you were saying, like, I don't think I'd read this to my daughter because it's a
no.
little more violent in some
Yes.
places, but
Yes.
yeah,
The
you just
perfect
never know.
example is Roald Dahl. You would think,
Oh, yeah.
his they would, but I
Yeah.
read The Witches last year, and
Mm,
at the end I was like, wow, I'm kind of really depressed now. This is kind of sad.
right?
The ending is pretty sad, and it
Yeah.
is very brutal. Even the movie though in
Hmm.
the 90s, that was, I believe that's Jim Henson too. The Jim Henson Creature Shop did a lot of
Hmm.
those puppetry for the Witches movie with Angelica Houston, and I
Yeah.
just remember like some like knives and cleavers and the
Yeah.
rats and the witches. It's a lot.
Yeah. Well, I feel like
Hmm.
there's probably a lot of even movies that would be considered middle grade that I'm just like, wow. As a kid, even, they really freaked me out, you know?
Hmm.
Just like,
Hmm.
what were those
Yes.
rated, now that I'm thinking about it? Like the labyrinth when the guys like would and they bounce their heads. I was like
Yes.
freaking out as a
Yes.
kid.
Hmm.
So yeah, there's definitely some creep out there, creepiness in the
Yes.
film.
It's a lot of those early 80s films because they didn't
Yeah.
have that PG-13 rating yet. And so
Right.
it was kind of like, well, we can't necessarily put this as R because it's a children's story. So I guess it's just going to be PG. And then parents are just like, this is
Yeah.
wild. So I think it was
Oh
eventually, I think it
God.
was one of the Indiana Jones movies where they're like, okay, we need to have like a middle of the road rating for these.
Right. Oh my goodness.
Yes.
Yeah. Shade was saying
Mhm.
that's what she thought about the Hunger Games series, the books and the movies
Oh,
scared
yes. Oh, that's a
her.
perfect example. Yeah, The Hunger Games is very brutal, but it's a great, to anyone that might think that, young adult, teen, middle grade books will not have the same weight as, adult books. It's just not the case. They can be
No.
very powerful
Oh
as
yeah.
well. Hmm.
Oh yeah. Yes.
Hmm.
Oh. Helix says, "Who remembers Little Monsters?"
I
Was that
think I
the
remember that cover.
was that the purple no, flying purple people eater one?
Oh no, I don't think I remember the cover. I think it has like a blue maybe monster on the cover. I just think of the cover of
Oh.
that one.
Yeah. Yeah, Andy loved Little Monsters, right? Yes. Oh my
Mhm.
goodness. There's so many. I was thinking of the Goonies. That was one that scared me. Wizard of Oz
Mhm.
scared me when I was younger,
Yeah,
you
that's
know.
what I was gonna say. I mean,
Yeah.
I think most kids, their number one is like Wizard of Oz. I was
Yeah.
terrified of Wizard
Right.
of Oz. So yeah.
I think I watched it once as a kid, and I don't think I watched it again until maybe I was an adult. I mean, maybe I've only seen it once. I don't even know. I feel like it scarred me slightly.
Yes, yes.
So, do you
Absolutely.
have a favorite book? And what genre do you tend to enjoy reading, or is it like all of them?
I prefer I right now I'm in like my fantasy era. I am
Hmm.
loving fantasy. And so for a while it was cozy fantasy, so where you have those fantastical elements but not so
Hmm.
high a stakes. But I'm at the point now where I'm like, no, give me the stakes.
Yeah.
Give me, give me the Lord of the Rings epicness
Hmm.
that I need. So I love those. I love historical fiction as well. I don't know what it is. I love history, and a lot of
Yeah.
times they can be a little bit more heartwarming because a lot of they focus on very sensitive topics at
Mm.
times in the
Yep.
past, but then a lot of times they have a more heartfelt message as well, which makes
Sure.
me, happy. So I
Hmm.
like those, and then the middle grade books
Yeah.
is a big one for me as well. I'm
Yeah.
not much into horror or like thrillers just because I'm a very sensitive person,
Yeah.
but every now and then I'll dabble if I'm that interested in one. I
Yeah.
might be like, "Ooh, I'm hearing a lot about this. Let me see."
Right. Yes.
But yeah,
You
mostly
like the
mostly
same books I
fantasy.
do. And that's what I
Yes.
write as well. I write
Hmm.
middle grade. I do picture books as
Hmm.
well, but
Yeah.
yeah, mostly middle grade and some YA. But that's the content, the fantasy. I love that. It doesn't have to be this reality. It can be something
Hmm.
similar, but you can expand on that. So it's always more fun.
Yes.
I think that way. So,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
yeah,
Get lost in these worlds
yeah,
that are so different from what we're living in now. So
yeah.
yeah.
Well, and there was one thing that you said, this was on the video that you did where you were showing um, different characters that came from literary books and other things like that. But you were saying, I think was it Jane Eyre? There was one that
Oh.
you had done, and you were saying that it a lot of times, because those books are hard sometimes when I've ever tried to read them, the way the language is written is hard for my brain to sift through the meaning and such, but to
Hmm.
listen to it as an audiobook, you were saying, is a lot often easier, to kind of get the
Yeah.
understanding, because for whatever reason, when we hear it comes through differently than when we're visually seeing the words. And so I think that's a
Yes.
a great way
Hmm.
to try again, try to listen to those
Hmm.
books again, and
Yes.
see if it can sink in. Because I've seen like so many movies, right? Like the Pride and Prejudice and Sense and
Hmm.
Sensibility and all the ones that are based off of books, and love them. So clearly I
Hmm.
would like the books if I could just get my brain to engage and get it.
Yes, yes.
So
Hmm.
yeah.
Yeah, I am a big proponent for audiobooks. I think audiobooks are incredible. I think audiobooks are just as valid as, physical books.
Yeah.
I love them, especially when it comes to like those classics, because it is really hard to read them. It is
Mhm.
very difficult. Right now, I'm currently reading The House of the Seven Gables by
Mhm.
Nathaniel Hawthorne. This book was written in like 1851. And so
Yeah.
I started reading it. I was like, wait, what?
Yeah.
What are you saying? It's
Right.
very descriptive. And so I started listening to the audiobook, and it's much easier to digest it.
Mhm.
So my favorite book ever is Frankenstein by Mary
Mhm.
Shelley.
Mhm.
And I read it in high school and stuff, and I was like, fine, whatever. It's Frankenstein. But
Yeah.
once I started listening to the audiobook while, because I do like to read in tandem, I'll listen to
Mhm.
the audio while I read the text. Uh, I just was able to connect so much more to the story. And I think it's
Mhm.
been like, I read it once a year now, and it's just absolutely incredible. So that one's my
Yeah.
favorite book. I love Frankenstein.
Yeah.
It's a lot different than people expect it to be. So if you're kind of
Mhm.
going in thinking about like 1930s monster movies, that's not what it is.
Yeah.
But it's just beautiful. But the audio helps a lot, a
Yeah.
lot, a lot.
Yeah. I
Mhm.
love
Especially if
audiobooks.
it's
Yeah.
yeah, if it's a good voice actor. I was talking about
Yes.
this with a
That could
coworker
make
of
or
mine.
break a book for sure.
Yes. Oh, big time.
I've had some bad
So I
ones. I'm
had
like, I can't listen to this person anymore. Like there's something about their voice that's nagging at
Mhm.
me and I just can't do it,
Yes.
Yeah.
And I find that too. There might be a book that I love, but I end up hating because the audio was just such a bad experience. The
Yes.
perfect example was Howl's Moving Castle. Reading the book, I hated it. And I think it's because I listened to the audiobook, and the
I
audio
know.
narrator just was,
Did
yeah.
Davina Porter, that's
No,
who
I can't.
was that the one
Oh, I
who
can't
read
remember.
Howl's Moving Castle? Because
I
I can't remember if she read that one, but I love her. She read
Mhm.
one of the Laini Taylor series I was talking about is called the first one is called Blackbringer and the second one is called Silk Singer. And if you ever have time, I highly recommend
Okay.
them. And she reads them. And she also read the Outlander series.
Oh, okay.
Well, I know that I thought she also read. I'm pretty positive she read Howl's Moving Castle. I'd have to double check that. It's been
Okay.
many years, but I did love that book, and I listened to the audiobook of it. So yeah,
Oh, okay. Yeah,
yeah,
I can't remember which one I did, but or narrated, but I just I couldn't
yeah,
with that title. And so I
yeah.
want to kind of revisit Howl's Moving Castle, just because I feel like I would enjoy it more
Hmm.
in my own voice.
Yeah.
But I was talking with a coworker. I have been rereading The Lord of the Rings, and I
Mm,
listen to the audio because with Tolkien, his stuff can be very hard to digest too, even though it is a little bit more modern. It's a
hmm.
lot.
Yeah.
It's
Oh yeah.
very dense, very dense. And so the audiobooks are by Andy Serkis, and it's just mind blowing how incredible these audiobooks are just because he's
Yeah.
such a skilled performer.
Hmm.
So yeah, audiobooks, if the narration isn't there, it's not going to be as enjoyable. And some of
Yeah.
them, the narration is just everything. And so it
Hmm.
is incredible.
Yeah, I've talked about
Hmm.
because when I used to live in California, I was commuting at one point because I was actually up in Santa Rosa, but living for going to work at the library in Cupertino. And so I would go back on the weekends. But during those 2.5 hour ride, I would be listening to audiobooks and I listened to The Hobbit during that time. And that is an amazing audiobook because he
Awesome.
sings the songs,
Yes.
and that the dwarves sang. And it was just, I mean, it would give me
Oh,
chills as I'm driving. I'm like, this is amazing. Like I
yes.
couldn't sing it as I'm reading the book. So it's a different experience. So yeah,
Mm-hmm. Oh
yeah.
yes, his Hobbit. Oh, it's so good, and there is so much singing and poetry in Tolkien that
Mhm.
Andy Serkis does it does it justice. It's just perfect. He's got this low rumble to his voice too. That's like perfect for all the dwarves, and oh, it's just so good. So if you have never listened to an Andy Serkis Tolkien book, I highly recommend it. It
Yeah.
is
Well, I think if I ever try
incredible.
to go and listen or get those books under my belt, then it will be with him because I
Mm-hmm.
don't think I
Mm-hmm.
could do the reading of them. They can be very dense. And so, but like you said, if you have
Yes.
somebody kind of acting it out, at least verbally, it'll help a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my
Absolutely.
gosh. Oh my gosh, Panda, I just saw your question. And yes, I've read that one. Crafty was asking Andy about if she'd read The Name of the Wind. Have you read that one?
Oh, I have read that one. I have opinions on Patrick Rothfuss, so
Yeah.
I'm yeah, I didn't continue on with the series, but
Yeah.
that was a heck of a book to get through too.
Did you
But
listen
yeah,
to it
that
or
one
did you read it?
I did both. I
Okay.
did both. I read about half of it, and then by the middle of it, I was like, oh my gosh, I have to get through this. And so then I switched to the audiobook.
Yeah, that one I
So
did the
mhm.
audiobook for. So that's my only experience with the book. I remember enjoying
Okay.
it. My brother had recommended it. I read it, and I had enjoyed it. I didn't continue with it either, though. It is a very large story to listen to. I mean, the book is
Yes.
like this thick, it's like War and Peace size. So
Yes, it is a big book. It's one of those ones where you're like, "Okay, I'm gonna tackle this. Here I
right.
go."
Yeah, exactly. Like the size of
Mhm.
the book is stressing me out. Should I dive in? I
Yes.
don't know.
Yes.
Oh my
Absolutely.
goodness. Well, I do want to give everybody a chance to ask questions. I appreciate you guys were just hanging out and chit chatting with each other. But if you have questions, please feel free to put them in the chat now. We are looking at them and we can answer those now. Let's see.
Mhm.
I'm going to look
Absolutely.
back too because I know I did see a few in there um, as we were going through. But we've got more joining in. Hi, Rebecca, and I saw Panda. Hello, Panda, as well. Oh, somebody said Frankenstein's there. Oh, Helix said Frankenstein is her favorite as well. And
So
Andy said
good.
Frankenstein is a masterpiece.
It
Yes, I
really
need to
is.
listen to
Mhm.
that book. Or even read
Yes.
that book. I haven't actually read it. So if
It's
it's
so
I mean,
good.
it's getting wide reviews here, great reviews, I should check it
Mhm,
out.
mhm, and I think she was 18 when she wrote the book,
Oh
and it
wow.
was they had a little contest where they're like, "Let's write some scary stories," and
Yeah.
yeah, it's pretty incredible. Mhm.
Wow. Have you ever written anything, or do you do more illustrating than anything like that?
I have attempted to write. My ultimate goal in life is to write and illustrate my own children's book. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
slowly getting there. It's just another one of those things where it's imposter syndrome, where I'm just like, oh no, there's no way I can do this. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
I have nothing that I could say that people would want to listen to. So
Yeah.
I just want to give myself the courage to do it because I would eventually love to do that.
Yeah. And would you stick with the
Mhm.
middle grade, do you think, or in YA
Um,
kind of realm?
no, I would probably do like children like picture books.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's what I would want to do. The idea of maybe in the future, I don't know, I would get into more like the middle grade, but that
Mm-hmm.
seems like a lot too. I like the more simple language of the picture books, and then
Mm-hmm.
I can do the illustrations. The problem too that I find myself was like, well, maybe if I were to write a really good book, maybe the publisher doesn't want me to illustrate it too, which would be a bummer because that's what I want to do. I want to be able to illustrate it because I
Yeah.
know you don't have complete control of these
Mm-mm.
projects, and so it would that's also something that's kind of holding me back a little bit is I
Mm-hmm.
need to understand that I would have to let go of a lot of
Yeah.
the creative process of it. Mhm.
Yeah. I get that. I'm sure we can chat more on the side, but I am an author illustrator. I just got my book
Yes.
rights back to my books. I had not such a
Oh,
good
okay.
publisher, so I've dealt
Oh
with
no.
a little bit of I know a lot about a lot of things, and who to
Mhm.
pitch to. I've pitched to many agents. I've done all of that stuff. So if you ever want to chat about any of that, just let me
Yes,
know. But I'm actually
absolutely.
going on my own. So I decided to open a my own like imprint, and I'm going to be printing and getting my books published that way. And that way I have full control. I know that there is a bit of a stigma with, doing a self-publishing sort of thing, but if you are serious about it and, you're using your own work and you're a professional, then I think that, you can certainly see success that way too. So that's the route I'm
Absolutely.
decided to go, because I'm like, I don't, like you said, you don't want to write a book and you expect that you're going to illustrate it and then they're like, nah, we want to go with somebody else. That would be crushing. So I get
Absolutely. Yeah.
that.
No, I appreciate that. That is something I will probably be hitting you up for is, hey,
For
this is
sure.
something I want to start doing. So,
Yes, yes. I know, it's like all the research has to amount to something, right? Like if I can help anybody, I
hmm
want to help other people with it. So
hmm
so let's see.
Yes.
Winsome says, have you done any crochet alongs before, Sonnet? Have you done?
Yes, I have. So I just back in, I think it was the fall, I did oh gosh, the School of Magic
Uh-huh.
by Arali Designs and Irene Strange. So I've done that one. That is really fun. The problem though, and I find this too with illustration, there's a lot of like months where it's like, okay, we have Inktober where we do a drawing every single month, or
Yeah.
we have the amigurumi where we post every single day. When it
Yeah.
comes to like crochet alongs and like drawing or like stuff like that, it can get very overwhelming if you fall behind and
Hmm.
you're just like, I give up. Gosh, I'm 5 days behind, so I'm just not going to do it. So I
Yeah.
try not to do too many. That way I don't get overwhelmed.
Hmm.
So, but I
Yeah.
do like to do some occasionally.
Yeah. There's also
Mhm.
NaNoWriMo. That's another one. I don't know if you've heard of that one.
Oh, mm-mm.
National Novel Writing Month. I've done it once.
Okay.
It's November, and you're supposed to write a
Okay.
book in a month. And it's supposed to be like 50,000 words. So we're talking middle grade at least. I did a YA
Okay.
book, and it was about 76,000 words, but
Okay.
I completed it. So I bought myself the shirt that's like, I did NaNoWriMo 2025 or whatever it was. It wasn't 2025, but it was
hmm
probably like, what, 8 years ago now, something like that. So it was fun, but
Yes.
stressful. Yeah. Like you said, you're like,
hmm
oh God, I have to write a lot today. I've gotten behind.
yes. Yeah, that's stressful.
Yeah. Let's see here. Da, da, da. What's on your hook right now? Pam asked.
Yes.
You
So
working?
I was working on a sweater. So this weekend I will be going to Salem, Massachusetts for the Fiber Witch Festival. And I was making a sweater and I was just trying to finish it, but I don't think I'm going to be able to finish it in time, which is fine. So I was making a sweater for that, but I'm also currently working on my book blanket.
Mm-hmm.
So I will crochet up a square for every book that I read this year. And at the end of the year, I will crochet them all together to make a blanket to represent my reading year. So, like a temperature blanket, but with books instead of
I like
weather.
that.
So, yeah, that's mostly what I've been working on. I haven't done a lot of amigurumi recently, but I
Mm-hmm.
think once I get back from Salem, then that's definitely going to be something where I'm like, okay, I want to get back into this because it is something
Yeah.
that I enjoy the most.
Yeah, I'm with
Yeah.
you. I've been doing a lot of these. I had told myself I'm not going to move on to anything else until I finish these 5 whips that are ones I had started last year. But
Oh,
they're
uh huh.
really long projects. And so I'm like, I just want to make an Ami and have it be done in a day.
Yes,
So
yes.
you need like that. I don't know. You need to cross things off. You need to get a little endorphin release here and there.
Yeah,
Doing
exactly.
sweaters and pants and scarves, and it's just like, ah, I need a
Yes,
break.
yes. Right,
Let's
absolutely.
right. So Andy Crafty Witch asked, "What was your biggest crochet project?"
Oh, the biggest one. That is a good question. Let me think about that. So just I want to say recently, I just did a commission for a friend of mine over on Twitch. Her channel is Shan Chan, and she has a original character that is a wolf, and it's like
Mm-hmm.
her persona and things. And she asked me to crochet up this original character for her, and it turned out to be like gigantuan, um, and it just took a long time because it was very customized for her and detailed for
Mm,
her. So I feel like that's probably one of the most recent ones that it just took me a long time to work out all of the stuff for that. And
mm-hmm.
also, just the size in general, it was
Yeah.
pretty big.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, any other like, and blankets too. Blankets are those are big ones that take me a
Yeah.
long time. I try not to do too many of them because I don't like spending months and months on projects.
Right.
But I think at the end of 2025, this crochet blanket will probably be the biggest, longest one that I'll probably have worked on.
And are the colors you're choosing based off the cover of the book, or like how are you
Yes.
picking the colors?
So yeah, the cover of the book is depending on the colors
Okay.
that I use, and then I also have like 5 different types of square, like granny squares that I'm doing, and they're all
Mm-hmm.
very simple, so I can do them quickly. But if I rated a 1 star, then it's a certain type of square in the colors
Mm-hmm.
of the book cover. If it's a 2 star, so on and so forth, it's like a different
It's
pattern.
like all in gray.
So
It's got a one
yes,
star. It's like poor thing, you know? You're like, oh man, yeah, I remember that one.
yeah. Yeah, luckily I haven't had to crochet any 1 star or 2 star squares yet. So far,
Yeah,
2025 has been a decent reading year. Yeah.
good. That's good.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Let's see here. Graham Holstead and Eric A. Shellman are my favorite narrators, Panda said. Who are yours for audiobooks?
Okay. So Andy Serkis is one of them. He was incredible. And then another one, gosh, what's his name? His I can't remember. I can't believe I forgot his name. He is Stevens, Dan Stevens.
Mm-hmm.
Dan Stevens, the actor. He narrates a free version of Frankenstein on Audible,
Mm,
and it is incredible. Dan Stevens as a narrator is just, it's wonderful, and him just as an actor is great too. So I just
yeah,
love him. I think he's so talented, and if you ever come across his audiobooks, I would highly recommend them
yeah,
because it's just so much personality and emotion goes into it. But then again,
mhm,
Andy Serkis, so good.
yeah. Oh, I would love to
hmm
hear Andy Serkis narrate a book.
Yes, oh, it's so
That's
good.
so cool.
Mhm.
Let's see. Get to play books on Alexa Audible. Yes. Okay. That was. Let's see. Do do do. Here we go. Aaron asks, "Hey Sonnet, where can people find your coloring books and notebooks and things?" That's a great one.
Hi, Erin. Yeah. So all of my coloring books and my notebooks are on Amazon. If you go to my link tree, there should be some links to like my notebooks and my coloring book.
Mm-hmm.
You might be able to find it by searching my name, but chances are if you search the Sonnet Silence in Amazon, you're going to get a lot of Edgar Allan Poe stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So it might just take a little bit of search,
You're
but
in
the
good
easiest
company.
yes, yes. The easiest way I would say to find it is any one of my social media. So my Instagram or my YouTube should have a link to my link tree, and those links are in there.
Oh, perfect. That's great.
Yeah.
Let's see. We did that one. All right. Yes, please, you guys, don't forget the thumbs up. It does help the video so that more can find our
Mm-hmm.
little in the hive here.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. How do you enjoy being in the hive? Are you having fun?
Oh, I
No
am.
pressure.
Oh, I'm having so much fun. I just love talking about things that I love with, like-minded people.
Yeah.
And you all are so wonderful and so cool. And I'm
Yay.
really happy to be here with you all. And I just appreciate every one of you so much.
I had already known of you and I had watched your videos and I had one of my members was like, you should have the Sonnet Silence on. And I'm like, well, I already knew of her. So now that now that there's more people, I'm like, yes. I think it was
Yes.
actually during your the book you had done your book club and that's when I popped in and was chatting with you. I'm like, so I have this thing. Will you come on?
Yes.
Some
Yes.
random creepy person's asking you to come on their
No.
channel, right?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Um, so yeah, I'm so happy to be here, and I love everything that you guys do, and
Yeah,
it's so wonderful. So the Hive
it's
is
been fun.
incredible.
It's been lots of fun. I get to meet people and I get to
Mhm.
be the person that's like fangirling over here. I'm like, I get to meet my favorites. I get to have them come on and chat with them and stuff. So it's
Yes.
always so much fun. Um,
Yes.
oh, and Shade said she wants to make my cat gan one day. So I
Cute.
do some corner to corner graph gan blankets. I've done a cat gan, a dog gan, and a wish gan, which is off my book series Tales of Whimsy. And so it's a lot of fun. I love doing 8-bit art. So yeah,
Oh
that's
yes,
what to do.
absolutely. Hmm.
Which brings me back to the 80s, and I get all nostalgic and such.
Me too. Yes.
Yeah. Let's see. Do you have an idea for the first pattern you want to write? Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah. So I think I want it this is so silly. I think I want it to be a cookie. But I want it to be like a creepy cookie. So,
Mm.
okay. Back in yeah, I know.
I'm
Back
thinking
in
Franken cookie,
February.
like
Maybe.
bolts
Oh,
out the
that's a good idea.
frosting.
Yes. Back in February, I went to Florida with my family, and they have this bake shop there that sells cookies. It's called Gideon's Bake Shop, and they
Hmm.
have just the most incredible cookies. But the artwork that goes along with this bake shop is just perfect. It's creepy and like almost like Tim Burton-esque type
Nice.
of art. And yeah, it's so cool. And so that was like my first thought, like, maybe I could do like a creepy cookie that's kind of similar to like the Gideon's Bake Shop type of aesthetic. But
Hmm.
like, so when I think of like my style that I want for my crochet, I want it to be like this. I talked about this one recently. This is the Too Cute amigurumi, and it's just all the really cute, like unique foodies, but like
Hmm.
then throw onto it like the creepy cryptids on top of it.
Yeah.
So like
Yeah.
cute unique foodies, but then make them just a little spooky, you know?
Right.
So yeah, that's like my thing. I can't do like horror movies and stuff anymore. I used to be big into horror movies and scary stuff. And then,
Hmm.
you have a family and you start getting afraid of
Right.
everything. um, but like, I still like to have that like bubbliness, but just add a little bit of spook in there. So
Yeah.
that's kind of how I want my patterns to be, just cute and fun and happy, but just a hint of spooky.
I like that. Do you like Halloween?
Mhm.
Is that like
Oh,
a
I love
favorite of yours?
Halloween. Yes.
It's like, yes.
Yes.
It's one of
Well,
my favorites.
I love it's like Halloween and Christmas together. I love them
Yeah.
both so much. And
Hmm.
so, I know a lot of people are like, I don't like keep Christmas away from Halloween. I'm just like, no, mesh it all together for me. The
Yeah.
more, the
Nightmare
better.
Before Christmas
Um,
did it well. I mean, why can't we,
yeah, yeah. Just recently, oh, this is like so random, but just recently, there's this restaurant near me that is an Iron Maiden Christmas bar. And my husband had asked me, he's like, do you want to go have Philly cheesesteaks at the Iron Maiden Christmas bar? And I was
Yeah.
like, the what? What is this place? And sure enough, you go to this place and they have like Iron Maiden stuff everywhere. Iron
Oh my
Maiden's playing,
gosh.
but then it's all
Yeah.
Christmas. There's ornaments and like Christmas elves. And
That's so funny.
sure enough, there's cheesesteaks. And so I was like, this is kind of like me.
You're
You
like, but
don't
it's
know which,
April. It doesn't matter.
right?
It's a year-round place.
Yes, and so I love different things on the opposite sides, but just mesh
Yeah.
them together and I'm totally fine.
Right? Yeah, there was
Yes.
it was a Kickstarter. There's an artist that I follow, and she has these two little characters, and one of them is this girl, but her head is a pumpkin. And then she's got like a ghost friend, and she was doing this calendar of her art, and it's the cutest little characters and stuff. But it has that very Tim Burton-y kind of vibe to it, and
Hmm.
with more muted kind of colorations and such. Just super cool. That I love that aesthetic. So yeah, I love
Yes. Hmm.
Oh my goodness. All right, let's see. What is the smallest crochet project that you've ever made? When some cat wants to know.
Oh yes.
You done
So
amigurumi?
a couple months ago I reviewed the micro crochet book, the 100 micro crochet or
Yeah.
micro amigurumi. And
Hmm.
so I did use the
Red.
I think I use like embroidery floss actually for
Yeah.
most of them, and like a size 1 like little hook, and they're
Mhm.
teeny tiny. So I have done the micro amigurumi before, and I love them. I think I would rather do micro amigurumi than like gigantuan plushies, to be
Right.
honest. I don't know, I think it's something more in my style.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely the little micro amigurumis are the smallest ones that I've done. Hmm.
Yeah. I love mini things in general,
Me too.
not just
Oh yeah.
crochet. Like if I'm going to
Mhm.
collect something, it's going to be something micro because I just think that's adorable. I'm
Yeah.
like,
What
I
is
always
it?
get like so silly about it. I'm like, gosh, this looks so cute.
No,
Like, look at these
me
scissors. They're so tiny.
adorable.
I must
I
have them in my
adorable.
collection.
Me too. If it's like something that's like normal size, but then you make it mini, I'm just like, oh my gosh, I have to have it. It's a mini this.
Yeah. Well,
Adorable.
Winsome has been taking some of my patterns and making them into minis,
Oh
and
my
I love
gosh.
it. Like she's working on my floppy cat pattern, which I've made. The floppy cat is probably about yay high if you did acrylic weight, and it's a head
Okay.
with the four legs that can either make it stand or you can spread them and do the splooting look, if you want.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
she's doing them in the micro crochet. So I've done the bigger one. I did like a blanket yarn version. So I've that is always is just mind boggling to me. I'm like, I just changed my hook size and my yarn type, and look at the difference, But she's taken that a step further, so I'm excited to see
Mm-hmm.
it.
Oh, that's so cute. That is
Yeah,
adorable.
it's like what? It's just so tiny.
Hmm.
Love.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. All right, let's see. Yep. We're going down the list here. I'm just seeing if there's any more
Hmm.
questions. OMG, Franken cookie would be so cute, Erin said. Yeah, 100%.
Gotta do
Actually, I think
it.
Rebecca
Gotta
was
do
saying
it.
she just made a bunch of pickles for her market. I was thinking a Franken pickle might be necessary.
Cute.
And then,
Oh, that sounds
oh,
adorable.
she should make one Franken pickle and the rest will be just regular gherkins and, whatever. And we'll see if Franken pickle sells first. How about that?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh, I bet it does. People
Right?
love the monster. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
He's so
Yeah.
iconic. Just an
But
iconic
but
character.
that's what I mean. Like take something that maybe, everybody's doing and then change it up a little bit so yours is unique in some way. Like maybe I don't
Yes.
know, the leggy froggy's holding a little something in his hands that nobody else is holding. I don't know. There's different ways. Maybe a
Yeah.
little backpack. I don't know. There's different ways you
Mm-hmm.
can uniqueify it
Yeah.
for your
Mm-hmm.
market table.
And as someone that's done quite a few markets, let me tell you, people love the spooky stuff. If
Oh
you
yeah.
do Halloween themed spooky horror characters, anything,
Yeah.
it's huge. People absolutely love it. And so
Yeah.
I find that that could be very successful for sure. Hmm.
Yeah. Yes, our Andy, the crafty witch, she does a lot of markets and Comic Cons and stuff, and she does a lot of the creepy cute kind of things. And
Yes.
some of them it's like, okay, she'll add like little buttons or little additions. Like she has like little miniature chainsaws and things, and
Oh my
like
gosh.
she does it makes little like it's like there was a peep. Yeah, she's like, that's my main thing.
Hmm.
Andy, you did a peep. I can't remember its name, but she made a peep and it was like it had like an apron that had blood on it. I think it was holding you could tell us in the chat. It was holding different things like utensils. I think there was a pan or something in one hand and then like
Oh my
something that could slash you in the other,
God. Hmm.
and then a little chef's hat on one of the ears. That's just really,
Yes.
her totally her own. I
Hmm.
love it.
Yes, I do every Halloween. I call them creepy cuties, and they're
Mhm.
usually villains from horror movies, and I will make them as cute as I possibly can. And those are the illustrations that sell the most. So
Yeah.
last year I did uh, Beetlejuice, just because the Beetlejuice movie had come out.
Mhm.
The Pennywise, I did Pennywise, and that one is really popular. But I make them super cute because one, I don't like scary things anymore, and
Right.
so I have to make them as cute as possible just for me.
Yeah.
But people absolutely love them.
Yeah.
The cute little
Oh,
creepy stuff. Hmm.
yes. Yeah, I would do the same thing. I'm like, even if I was drawing something, it was supposed to be creepy, I would probably try to make it kind of cute
Yeah.
still, so it's not
Yeah.
that bad.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So the one of the illustrations I did was of Jason Voorhees, and he's wearing like a little inner tube around him. That way he can actually go swimming, and he'll be fine. He's got his little floaty, and it's super
That's
cute.
right. His little
Yeah.
flippers, he's good. He's
Yeah.
good. Got a
He's
mask
fine. He's not
on.
gonna drown this time. Yeah, it's good.
Holding a knife. Could pop the balloon, but it's okay. We're
Yeah,
good.
it's all good. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Mhm.
Let's see. So, Create and Relate, which is Stacy, she wants to know, what was the last craft you learned and what did you make? So, what was
Yes.
the last one
So
that you were like, I've got to do this?
gotta learn it. So this one, it wasn't so much like, oh, I want this for me, but I teach the crafting classes at my library.
Mhm.
And so one of the machines that we have in the makerspace that we have is the Glow Forge. So I've recently just started learning how to do laser cutting. And so
Mm,
that's the latest one that I have been diving into. And it's relatively simple, relatively easy. That is something you see a lot at now at craft markets is
mm,
the laser cutting. Very, very popular.
yeah.
So that one is very fun. Yeah,
Is
but
that so? I've seen there's a 4-in-1 machine that I would like to get at some point, but you
okay.
can cut out like the wood pins of your characters, and it even has the capability of printing ink onto the wood, so you can have it already be
Oh,
colored for you by the end of it. It's like,
oh, wow,
oh,
that
like
sounds
this,
crazy.
like you can actually do the earrings and all of those fun things,
Mm-hmm.
but it's very lightweight
Mm-hmm.
because it's like wood, not very heavy wood
Yeah.
either. So, uh,
Yeah. So the Glowforge doesn't quite do like the sublimation or like the UV
mm,
printing of like the inks and stuff. It does it cuts it out, and then it will do a lot of engraving, and then
okay,
you can like paint it and stuff like that.
yeah.
So there's that, but there's awesome things you can, take, an illustration that you created on Procreate or
Mhm.
something, and you upload it to the program, and you tell it what lines you want it to cut, which lines you want it to engrave, and yeah,
Mhm.
you can create so many really cool things.
You should send me some pictures because I would like to see
Yes.
that. I haven't done
Hmm.
that yet,
Yes.
gone into that realm, but I've thought about it and I've watched things about it. So I'm like,
Hmm.
I like that. That looks
Yes.
cool.
I would love to have my own glow forge, but it's a space issue too, because some of these machines can get pretty
They're,
big, and I'm just like,
yeah, they're good size.
yeah.
And then
Hmm.
some of them
And you
have
have to
like additions, right? Like to suck out all the, I don't know, what do you
yes.
call it? The
The
dust and
ventilation.
such.
That's the main thing too, is you need a lot of ventilation for these, because
Yeah.
like sawdust and the fumes from the burning wood and stuff like that. I'm like, that's just too much and too complicated for me.
Yeah.
So I'll just keep using the one that's at the library and
Right.
teaching people how to use that one. And
Mhm.
yeah, that's how we'll
They
do
see you
that.
like on an off day, there's no class on, it's in the back. She's just
Oh
like,
yeah.
what?
I have a market coming up, and I just need a couple extra things.
That's right. Don't you love it?
Hmm. Hmm.
Oh, that
Yes.
would be hard if
Yes.
it was just like at your fingertips, not to go over there and be like, yeah.
It is hard. It is hard.
Oh my, oh, thank you. Yes, Bobby Peep. That was the name of her her little bunny Peep that she made. I love
Oh,
it. Bobby
cute.
Peep. He had a frying pan and a chainsaw.
Oh my gosh, that is so funny. Oh, how cute.
A good combo, yes. Hi, Cal. Good to
Hmm.
see you. Yes, Cal's coming in. Let's see. Uh, when some why do many things make me so happy? I know. Totally
I
get it.
think yeah, I think there was actually like a Jeff Goldblum. He has that show on Disney Plus where he talks about like random things. I
Yeah,
think he once had an episode on many things, and I think they were talking about how it just reminds us of like being kids,
yeah,
and just like, the nostalgia of like little doll houses and things. It makes us happy, because that was
yeah.
like maybe a simpler time in our life, and yeah.
Probably, yeah. Well, I
It
mean, my
reminds us of
mother was
yeah.
never into Polly Pocket, but I see them and I'm like, these are so cute. You get the little car and the little teeny tiny character. And I'm like,
Hmm.
how about this, Lizzie? And she's just like, no,
Oh dang! I know that's
dang
me
it.
too. I loved Polly Pocket growing up. Oh, I loved them so
So
so much,
cute.
and they were teeny tiny in the
Yeah.
'90s. And I see them now, and I'm just like, showing my daughter, "What do you think of these?" You're like, she's like, "No,
Yeah.
take me to
She
like the Mario
escaped.
stuff," and
Yeah.
I'm
Or
like,
like
"Oh,
she went through the American Girl doll phase. Those things are huge, and they all
yes."
come with accessories. And then the Barbie. Oh my gosh. the amount of little tiny accessories that just get tossed everywhere, you know?
Yes.
Um,
Oh my gosh. My daughter last year, she's like, I'm going to ask Santa for the Glinda and Elphaba American Girl dolls. And I think
mhm.
it's like, it was going to be maybe $500 for all of it. And I was like,
Santa's on a budget.
yeah, exactly. Well, Santa thinks you would really like this
You crochet her
instead.
them, you know, like a version of them. Isn't this what you wanted? Oh, Santa must have got confused.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. So I do try and like, she really wants an American Girl doll, and we'll get there eventually. But right now, I'm like, let's just focus on something else until, because she's only
Right?
6 right now. And so I'm like, let's just wait. Let's just
Yeah.
wait.
Oh my gosh. I had made
Hmm.
so there's I don't remember her name right now, but there's an artist who sells her designs on Etsy, and I think she has a shop as well. But she had designed mini gurumis of Wednesday and Coraline, so I made them for my daughter, and so she's had them forever, but she doesn't ever play with them. And then now she's 8 now, so she's kind of over the whole doll thing, but she was starting to realize how cool they were. Like I'd made some outfits and for Wednesday and
Cute.
stuff, and so now she's like wanting. She got rid of all her doll houses, and so we're now trying to make one out of a cardboard box and using all my paper supplies that I had to buy because I was gonna do all the junk journaling. And so we're like, we got a floor down, we got the wallpapers down. I was like, well, it's working. We're coming up with things to use this paper for.
Hmm.
So yeah,
Absolutely.
just never know. It
Oh, that's so
cycles
fun.
around.
It does. It does. My daughter too is obsessed with Wednesday, but she refuses to watch anything Wednesday. She's like, no, I don't want to watch it. She just loves her.
The
She just sees
character, yeah.
her. Yeah, she just sees her everywhere. And so she's like, I love Wednesday. So that was her for Halloween. She was Wednesday.
That's
And, but she's never seen a single anything with
yeah,
Wednesday in it. We've even
yeah.
tried the animated films, and she's like, no, I don't want to do that.
Yeah, my daughter's the same
Yeah.
way about Wednesday. Yeah, and
Hmm.
now she's like, "Well, you have Wednesday, Mom, but I need Enid," and she does have a pattern for Enid, but I haven't made
Hmm.
it yet. So
Yes. Yes.
that's on the list.
Yeah, yeah. My daughter, she's at the stage now where she's like, Mom, I want a crocheted Princess Leia. And I'm
Yeah,
like, okay, I'll get on that. And 20 minutes later, is she done? And I'm like, no, I haven't even started. It's going to
oh
take
my
me
god,
a little bit.
right? Yeah,
Yeah.
you can't just
Hmm.
like it's just not. You don't snap a finger and they're done. Like, come on now.
Yeah. Yeah. She doesn't quite get that yet.
No. Oh my goodness.
Hmm.
Let's see. Andy said I got my 3D printed instead of a glow forge. A
Oh,
3D
a
print,
3D printer.
3D printer, yeah. Oh, those are cool too. My brother has one. I do not yet, but my husband's been like, Do you need a 3D printer? Perhaps that's the next thing we should get."
Yeah. Yeah.
He wants to play around on one.
Mhm. Yeah, I recommend, we do have a 3D printer here, but that's because we got it like secondhand. So if you're ever
Mhm.
like interested in getting these, machines and things, I do recommend maybe trying them out secondhand,
Yeah.
because you won't have to invest as much money as long as they
Mhm.
work good. I think that's the way to go. So
Yeah.
that's a way to save too, is buying used.
Yeah. Well, and I'm sure there's a lot of people that decide it's not the thing for them, and they probably have a lot of the filament that they've already bought and it's just sitting there and it's never been used. So why not just like
Hmm.
sell it for a fraction of the price, and it's still good.
Absolutely.
It's just
Yep,
like yarn,
absolutely. Mhm. That was me with resin. I tried to get into resin, and it was kind of like with the Glowforge, where it's like you have to have like the ventilation and then the protective gear and stuff. I was like, this is just too much. But
Yeah.
as we were talking about earlier, when I started getting into it, I was like, I need to buy all of the things. I need
Hmm.
all of this stuff. And so then
Yeah.
by the time I was like, oh, okay, I don't want to do this anymore. I had so much stuff that we
Yeah.
ended up just giving away. And I was just like, oh, dang.
Yeah.
But,
I know.
that's the joy of crafting, I guess.
Exactly. Hi, Mama G. Good to see you. She's been lurking and dyeing yarn. She dyes beautiful yarn, by the
Oh, how
way.
exciting. Ooh,
Yes.
how fun.
Yeah. In fact, I think Mama G's got, let's see, I wrote it on my calendar. Hang on. She has next Wednesday, she has a mini auction. Her and her daughter Rusty have been dyeing a lot of yarn. So if you're interested in ever buying some beautiful hand-dyed yarn, next Wednesday she will be having that. And you can drop your drops, Mama G, and let us know exactly the time that day so I can put it on my calendar because I didn't write it down. I wrote down there's having an auction, but it'd be nice if I had the time on there.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. Let's see. Oh my gosh, I grew up playing with Polly Pockets, the tiny ones, and then the newer ones that had the rubber clothes. Yes, Shade said. Yeah. Yep. We're all reminiscing. We got Wednesday Adams, the next live diamond art. Ooh, yeah. Did you go into the diamond art phase? Did you try that out
did.
too?
I did do that. So that one was hard because after a while I would like sit up and I'd be like, oh my gosh, my back. I don't think I'm going to be able to do this much because I would be just like hunched over. So when I started doing the diamond art, I found myself like, okay, I'm going to sit down, do my diamond art and do all of that. And then I was just like, man, I wish I was crocheting right now.
Right?
Yes. I just wanted to crochet. So that is one that I tried as well. Every now and then I'll do like the little teeny tiny ones that you can get like at the craft stores and things, but like the big ones, just not my thing. Just because I'm always thinking about other stuff that I'd rather do, but I get why people love it. My mom loves diamond art. And I definitely understand the appeal for sure.
I had bought a chisel of the little sheets with all the diamonds when I decided that was my next craft, and I started working on one. And the kids were like, yeah, we're going to be diamond art people now. This is our new thing. And so we started working on them, and I'm just like, I think I just got a little patch of it done, and I'm just, okay, all right. And I just couldn't do it. It was, I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's just not an ADHD friendly craft maybe, but the thing for me, I think, is that they all sparkle because they're diamond art, but I kind of want them not to sparkle, and that's probably very weird. But I'm like, do they have a matte diamond?
I think those are the sticker ones.
I'm like, come on, we got rainbowy stickers, but sometimes I just want a nice picture that's not glittering on me, and so obviously that's not the point of diamond art. But
maybe like paint by number is more of your thing. Like a good paint by number is something like that. I got one of those. I got Target had a kit and it's gorgeous. I'll show you. Want to do it. I'm thinking I should send it to Rusty. Maybe she would want to do it because she was looking for other crafts. I'm like, I've got a lot, but it's so pretty. Look at that. Oh, that's gorgeous. Oh, I love that. I love the moon cycle. Oh, so good.
So pretty, right? But get this, we had a craft night at my sister-in-law's house, and we're sitting there painting different things. This is what I brought. And it used to be you'd paint over it once and you couldn't see the number. You have to paint over this like 3 times in order to get it to cover the number so you can't see it. And I don't want anybody seeing that it's a paint by number.
No, I want people to be like, wow, did you paint that? Yes.
You painted that? Why, yes, I did.
I used to be one of those people where like I would bring like some food, like cookies or something to get together in like a fancy, container. And people are like, oh, did you make these? And I'd be like, no, I just got them from, Target or Safeway or whatever. And after a while, my husband's like, you need to stop telling people that. And just telling them, no, I made this.
That away.
Yeah. If you're not bringing it in the container, absolutely. I made this cheesecake. I hope you enjoy.
Yes, that's right. Oh yeah. Mama G Gear was saying that tonight they're going to be live 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So for me, that's 3 p.m. And they'll be showing off a lot of the yarn that's going to be going for the dibs next Wednesday. So that's exciting. I'm so excited.
Nice.
I'm like, when do we get paid?
Yes.
The bigger question,
well,
right? Like,
it's so funny. I'm trying to make my budget for when I go to Salem, and I'm like, okay, I want to be able to like buy lots of stuff in the stores. And I was like, oh, but I'm going to the fiber festival, so gotta save some money for all of the fiber.
Can I make a request?
Yes.
Can you vlog?
Oh yes, yes. So that's the thing. So
Uh,
I recently got a new job, and so my YouTube videos I've kind of fallen off just a little bit while I get
mhm.
used to my schedule.
Yeah.
The videos are still coming. It's just a bit of an adjustment period. I was a stay-at-home mom for 6 years, and this is
Mhm.
me getting back into the working field, and so I'm working through everything.
Yeah.
But I want to start making more videos, and I was like, why not do a vlog of the Fiber
Yeah.
Witch Festival? So yeah, that is a video that hopefully will be coming soon. A
Mhm.
vlog of just Salem in general.
Yeah.
Hopefully people would want to see that.
I think
But
so.
then also of the yarn festival. So I believe
Yeah.
this is the second year. And I'm just I can see it becoming more and more popular every
Yeah.
year as it goes on.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
exciting. Yeah. No, I love
Yeah.
watching cozy vlogs. I just hanging out and
Hmm.
I play them
Yes.
as I'm working on stuff and then I get to see all
Hmm.
I feel like I live vicariously through others, and
Yes.
get to see all the
Yes.
places I haven't been. It's fun.
Absolutely. And I
Yeah.
think it's supposed to be I was kind of bummed because it's supposed to be really rainy, and I was like, "Oh, I wanted it to be kind of sunny and happy," but, uh, I was like, "Maybe, like, rainy, dreary in Salem is, like, the vibes I want,
Maybe.
for
Yeah.
this," you
Right?
know? I think that might be perfect, so
Yeah. Sun's going
yeah.
down. I'm just picturing like, the
Yeah.
vibes and stuff that you want to
Yes.
get.
Yeah, exactly. We're going to be doing a ghost tour. I'm going with my sister, and
Ooh.
she's like, "I hope you don't mind that I signed us up for a ghost tour." And I'm like, "No, sounds great." And it's going to be rainy. And she's like, "Oh,
Oh,
and I threw in the
cool.
extra like $30 to get the EMF reader." And I'm like, "Great, bring on all the ghosts, I guess."
She went all out.
She did. Oh, she's
Yeah.
so excited.
Right?
Yes.
She's like, what can we do? We're going on a ghost tour. All right.
Mhm.
You
Yeah.
should like come dressed up as a Ghostbuster.
Oh, I was gonna do.
I'm ready.
You know what I was gonna do? Did you ever watch Supernatural?
Yeah.
So there's the ghost facers. So that was like the couple of guys in a couple of those episodes where they're kind of the goofy guys that are doing
Hmm.
the ghost facers. And I wanted to get like ghost facers shirts for me and my sister so bad, but I couldn't find any. I was like, ah, dang it.
See,
Yes.
that's another craft you could do. You got to get the vinyl printer. You can make your own shirts and stuff.
Yeah, well, I do that too. So that's actually how I got hired on at the libraries because I
Oh,
would
okay.
teach their cricket classes because I do a lot of
Mhm.
cricket art or cricket crafting. And so
Mhm.
I would teach all of their cricket crafts and their cricket classes. And then I eventually just got hired on as an employee with them. And so I do a lot of the vinyl. It's just, time. I wish I
Yeah.
had more time.
Right.
Yes.
Yep.
Mhm.
100%.
Yep.
Let's see. I was just checking. Wait, I thought that I saw something. Oh, okay. That was for Mom and G. There was a question for Mom and G about shipping internationally. And then
Mm.
we're coming down here. Sonnet just needs a sign on the wall she can light up that says, I'd rather be crocheting.
Yep, it's true.
Yeah, instead of the like going live or on live kind of
Uh-huh.
sign, you could just be like, I'm
Mhm.
crocheting and have it be
I'm
lit.
crocheting. Yeah. I need to have, like, a sign above me when I'm at home that's, like, listening to an audiobook and crocheting. That way nobody bothers me.
Right?
They just know,
Yes.
"Okay, she's in her zone right now."
Yeah, she's very focused. Don't bother her.
Mhm.
Goodness, I need that
Yes.
too. So my daughter sometimes she's such a silly girl, but she just comes in and she's all like, "Okay, what are we doing today, Mom? Oh, I see we're on live. Hi guys."
Yeah.
She just comes in.
I had
She's
to
all like,
stop doing, my streams on Twitch with my daughter because she would be coming in and she would
"Oh
be, like, singing and dancing, and I'm
yeah,
like,
yeah,
"Okay, that's
yep."
that's
It's
a little
either the
much."
Lizzie show or it's the Merlin, my black tuxedo cat show, because he just comes and plops himself right there and just looks at the camera and he's like, "Well, hello.
Yes.
What are we talking about?"
Mhm. Aw.
It's cute though. That everybody that's watched my channel knows it. I need to get a Merlin emoji and an Arthur emoji,
Oh,
but Arthur
right.
is a very rare see. It's usually when Lizzie comes and hoofs him over here and tries to like pour him onto me.
Yes.
you know?
That's me and my dog.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, "Come say hello to
Um,
everybody." My dog's
right?
like, "Ugh."
He's like, yeah, be a little camera shy. It's all right.
Mhm. Mhm.
Aaron, I think a Matt Diamond is just a rock. It's so true. Yeah, I suppose. Well, we've crossed that one off of my list of crafts that I have to do, just for
Yes.
that reason. Yes.
Yes.
I actually made a pet rock out of clay. My daughter, that was another
Oh.
thing. We're like, everybody's selling these pet rocks in the little Altoid containers on Etsy, and they're huge. Let's make one. So we did.
Mm-hmm.
We made the little, I have them right here, actually. Look, I'll show you. It's awful cute. Maybe it'll be a giveaway. So here's the pet rock.
Oh, so
Isn't that
cute.
cute?
Oh
And
my
it's like that
gosh.
special
Yes.
clay that's already pre-speckled. It has a little sparkle in there too. And I
Yes.
decided to make a baby one, and it has a
Oh.
bottle that fits. Or maybe not, but it does work. I
Yeah.
swear. It does. It goes in its little thing. I'm such a
Oh, so cute.
So that was a fun little, afternoon craft project.
Oh, I love it. I've
Yeah.
done the polymer clay too. That was a big one for a long time. I was
Yeah.
way into polymer clay for a while.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I like it, but it is, you really have to mush it to get like it warmed up so you can do anything with it. And it can hurt your
Yes.
hands after a while. So I'm like,
Yeah.
come
Mm-hmm.
on.
But
Yeah.
it goes back to the like mini foods. I would make little tiny itty
Yeah.
bitty foods that looked so realistic, and I just
Yeah.
I loved it so much.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Now I tend to do more like air dry clay stuff, and then I'll hand paint it afterwards. But the whole
Cool.
concept of it's already colored for you is very appealing, I
Mm-hmm.
can't get my
Mm-hmm.
hands to work them very quickly. So that was about as much as I could do. And I'm like, okay, I'm out. I'm done.
Yes. Yes, absolutely.
Oh my goodness. Let's see. I'm just double checking if we've got any more questions for Sonnet while she's in the hive. Everybody's chatting with everybody. So I think,
Mm-hmm.
let's see. We're talking about hair. Your hair must be long. I dream of long hair.
Mm-hmm.
This is about as long as I've gone. Where's my hair? There we go. I never know which side I'm on. You know what I mean? I don't know. Do you have that issue when you're filming?
Yes,
Like,
all
if
the
I'm
time.
gonna point to something, it's never on the right side. So
Yeah, you'll
give
see
it
that a
up.
lot. I'm just like, oh, which one is it? It's just, yeah.
We have to give up at some point, right?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness. Well, it's been so nice having you come on the channel.
Oh,
Thank you for
yes.
coming in.
Thank you so much for inviting me and having me. Oh, this was so much fun. Oh my gosh, I just loved it so much. So I really appreciate you for inviting me.
Of course. And you guys don't forget to pick up Sonnet. So throw some yarn in her window. That's what we like to call it. Subscribe to her channel so you can see her adventures in Salem coming up soon, hopefully.
Mm-hmm,
And
yes.
see what she's working on next and what she's reading. And yeah, if you guys like to read, definitely her channel is amazing. Whether you like to read fictional books, fantasy books, or crochet books, like she's there for you. So I love it.
Yes. Yes.
Well, have an amazing rest of your day, you guys, and we will see you tomorrow. I'm live again, same time. It'll be just me, lonely me, but we'll be hanging out still. So I hope to see you guys tomorrow, and have an amazing rest of your day.
Yes. Thanks, everyone.